Shut up and sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator on hand so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or a stock you want to go over together, leave it in the comment section and we'll do that live. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, welcome everybody. Let's go over our open positions. First up, our emerging market ETF short put, not a put spread, just a short put, got filled yesterday. Trying to get to 16. Right now we're at 24. XBI, we rolled till February expiration. Got a lot of work to do on this one, so we're going to have to wait on this a couple of weeks, okay? We have a T-bill auction later this afternoon, so don't worry about that. Morgan Stanley trying to get to 34. What are we down? Down 20 bucks. No worries on that one. That's a short put as well. Trying to roll this SPY trade from, first we rolled it from December to January. Now we're trying to roll it from January to February. It's a coin flip at this point. We'll see what happens. Delta, short put on this one. Down 10 bucks or so. No worries on that one. Shopify trying to get to 27. We're up 10 bucks on that one. And XHB trying to get to 25. We're pretty much at break even. Yesterday, during the daytime, we had our short XLV call spread fill. Let's take a look at that one. It was a small spread. I think it was a $200 spread. We sold the 146 and bought the 148 on the call side. And we opened that back on the 10th. So, this day right here, we sold the call spread and moved in the right direction. Filled yesterday during the session. We made 14 bucks. We were credited 29, made 14, and risked 200. That's a 7% return right on the nose. So not bad. Okay. All right, let's look at some new opportunities today. We've got a lot to go over. Stick with us, okay? Humana's up first, HUM. Post earnings move, I believe. This is not an earnings move. So, news out today. Medicare Advantage growth disappoints. Earnings are the 5th, so let's keep that in mind. There may be a chance to get in and out before earnings on the put side. For March expiration, we're going to move on. No volume here, making these two illiquid, so we're going to pass on this, okay? Let's go to Cigna then. Have some pin action off of this. CI down almost 2%. Earnings for Cigna are on the 2nd. Same thing, we're a little too close to earnings. If we can get in and out before then, on the put side, you'd have to sell 270. Same thing, zero volume here, so it's going to make it tough to get filled, make it tough to roll just because of the illiquidity on it. All right, more pin action, CNC. Centene down almost 3%. Their earnings are on the 6th. This is the trouble with opening positions right now. We've got a whole bunch of earnings ahead of us and would like to skip earnings if all possible. The 6th. Today's the 18th. On the put side, you'd have to sell the 67.5. You got a 15-cent spread here. Same thing, very little volume today. Skip this one. Finally, UNH. This one's down 4%. If anyone has a chance of liquidity, it's them. Earnings are April 12th. So we're past earnings. We got higher low, and then possibly another higher low. A little bit of volatility priced in, but not much. On the put side for March expiration, you'd have to sell 460 and buy. Yeah, sell 460, buy 450. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, though. 218 minus 152 divided by 2 divided by 1,000. No, not even close. 3%. Not worth it. Okay? Takes care of all those. Let's look at CVS. Sorry, CVS, not CVX. They're down 4% as well. Their earnings are on the 7th, so again, we're a little close to earnings to open anything on CVS. And this is just down in sympathy with the rest of the healthcare stocks. Hitting support from back here in October of 23 and September of 23. So it's catching a bounce there. We also have the 200-day at 71 and support from back in November. Put side. Good liquidity here. If you sold 67.5 and bought 62.5, or this is CVS, you could just sell the puts right out. 84 minus 29 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.5%. It may be worth it just to sell the 67.5 straight out and not worry about the spread. We'll mark CVS, maybe come back later. Earnings are on the 6th, right? The 7th. We've got some time here. Maybe be able to get in and out before earnings, okay? Next up, why don't we do the semis? They're on a tear today. First up, let's look at AMD. Up 3%, all-time high. Earnings are on the 30th, though, so that's awfully close. When you hear things like all-time high, start thinking about selling call spreads. So it opened up at an all-time high and has moved up and is selling off slightly. Good liquidity here. If you sold the 195 and bought the 200, 355 minus 278 divided by 2 divided by 500, 7.7% there. But keep in mind earnings is included here. More so on the February 2nd weekly expiration. Let's see if we can find something else that's not so close to earnings. Taiwan Semi, I think they were the newsmaker today. Earnings were today before the open, that's why. So everyone else is moving with sympathy with them. Okay. Up 7%. It's coming up to a lot of resistance in this area. Anywhere between 112 and 115. So could get a pullback here. Let's look at the call side. The 120 is too close, and the 125 maybe a little too far out to make it worth it. If you sold 125 and bought 130, that's 81 minus 42 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4% there. Let's skip Taiwan Semi. How about Nvidia? All-time high again today. Their earnings are February 21st, so about a month away. It's not bad. Got some time to do something. But again, a big move up here over the course of what? Since January 3rd. Big move up. The valuation isn't that cuckoo, though. That's why. Well, let's take a look at the call side. For March expiration, if you sold, go out to the 675 and buy the 680. Tight spread. 922 minus 857 divided by 2 and divide that by 500, 6.5%. That's okay. It is Nvidia, it is the call side. Usually the call side pays more than that. I think just this move up to the upside is getting exhausted. So now you have less and less call buyers. And when you have less buyers on the call side, there's less demand, less premium built in, okay? So there's not as much demand for the call side. The put side might actually be paying more now. 480, sell the 480, get 715 bucks, and buy the 475. What's that there? 715 minus 650 divided by 2 divided by 500 equal weight. So at this point, selling the call spread and selling the put spread is pretty even, which means there is really no bias. At this point, it's kind of hanging out in no man's land. There's not a lot of demand to the upside and not a lot of demand to the downside. So if this just trades sideways for the next couple weeks, I wouldn't be surprised. Interesting. Let's look at Intel, INTC. This is the weakest of all of them. Really high IV rank here. Earnings are next week, that's why. Too close to earnings. If there's a big pop on Intel after earnings, we'll sell a call spread then, okay? Let's keep that one in mind for next week. All right, let's look at SMH. That's the semiconductor ETF. We traded this one before. We sold the call side back. Actually, honestly, I don't remember. Maybe back in November here. I think that's right. I think we sold the call spread somewhere over here, moved in our direction, made our money. Again, this one isn't at an all-time high. Volatility-wise, it's okay. For March, on the call side, the 195 is a little close. We may be able to get away with it. If not, if you sold the 200 and bought the 205, that one's perfectly priced. Let's do both. If you sold 195 and bought 200, what do you get? 203 minus 122 divided by 2 divided by 500, 8%. Yeesh. Okay, that's great. If you sold 200 and bought 205, what do you get? 122 minus 71 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5% there. So if you go $5 out, you're taking less risk, but you're getting paid less. Let's see, 195. So 195 is here, 200's here, and 205's here. Remember, this is March expiration, so we got a whole lot of time between now and then. I wouldn't mind doing the 200, 205 on this one. Sell 200, buy 205. I'll set this one up. Okay, so we're going to sell the 200 and buy the 205. Call side, good liquidity here. We're going to have a 10-cent wide total spread. 200, 205. We'll go to verticals. Set this at 5. Go find the 200, 205. We'll check our ticket. Sell 1 March expiration, the 200 call, and buy 1 March 205 call. We'll go for the ask of 55, credit of $55. Preview this. Double check your ticket. Sell 1 200 call to open, buy 1 205 call to open, receive a credit of $55. Everything looks great. Risking $445 on the trade. We'll send that one out. It'll hang tight here. 55 divided by 2, $27 is what we'll set the buy to close order. Good till canceled. Limit debit of $27 if this gets filled today, okay? Next up, let's go to Apple next. Upgrade, right? After a slew of downgrades, we've now got an upgrade from, I think, B of A. Here we go. Apple pops after B of A upgrade on AI, Vision Pro, blah, blah, blah. Earnings are in the first, though. So we've got, what, 2-3 weeks till earnings? We're too close. I know. We'll zoom in on the chart a little bit here. At the beginning of the year, it had a bunch of downgrades. Hit the 200-day, bounced up. Again, hit the 200-day again. And with the upgrades today, is bouncing again. So if you sold puts on this 200-day moving average bounce, you probably outmade your money. I was too scared, I guess. I don't know. It didn't seem, I don't think it was worth it. And plus, we're too close to earnings. Rather wait till after earnings, wait till have a move that is bigger than what's priced into the options market and then sell something, okay? But good for Apple. Right now, there's no move to make. Wait till after earnings. Next up, Fastenal, F-A-S-T. Earnings move. Up 7.5%. We're at an all-time high as well on this one. Not a lot of volatility left in this. March, call side. So no volume, very illiquid. You'd want to sell the 75, and the bid is 0 and the ask is 280. So nothing to do here. Let's move on. DraftKings, DKNG, up 7.5% today. No news. Earnings are on the 15th, so we got about a month away. Let's see. What's the news here? A bearish approach. This is useless. Okay. Let's take a look. Here's our chart. Last peak here caught resistance at the 40 from this resistance back in May of 21. If it breaks above that, next stop is resistance up here from July of 21 at 42, 43-ish. Yikes, if it breaks above here, it's going to go all the way up to 43 at least. If you sold the call side March, how far do you have to go? If you sold the 46, so this makes sense. Sell 46 and buy 50. That's as far out as you can go. 46 of 8. That's 91. We got a new subscriber. Alikonos. Welcome, Alikonos. All right, let's do the math. 46, selling the 46 and buying the 50. That's 91 minus 44 divided by 2 divided by 400. 5.8% return there. Good liquidity here. 5 cents spread at the 46. 3 cents spread here at the 50. There's 46 on the chart. $46 is right about here. This seems fair. We've got a next resistance spot around 45.46. So here's what I'll do on this one. If it breaks above, which it probably will, if it breaks above this November peak at 40, it'll keep moving, then we'll sell the call spread. So keep this in our notes to follow up. And I'll put 40, where's the resistance here? 42. Hold, not yet. Next up, MDC. Up 18% today. I think this was a buyout from a Japanese company. We are at close to an all-time high on this one as well. Earnings are the 30th. Japan's something house to buy MDC. All cash deal, $5 billion. That's why. $63 per share. So there may be no move to make here then in the options market. Nothing's going to price it. No move. Next. Birkenstock, BIRK. We're going to pass on this one. No liquidity. Down 8% though. This is a post-earnings move. That's why. Weaker margins. Okay. This is fast. Next up. NXP. I think we got an upgrade. I don't know what's going on. Pass on this one. Hertz, HTZ. Upgrade as well. Morgan Stanley upgrades Hertz from what? Bankrupt to unbankrupt? To overweight. Okay. February 6th are the earnings, so we're a little close on that one. Jesus. Pass on this one. You'd have to sell for March on the call side. You'd have to sell the 12.5 and you only get paid $13 for it. Next. Rivian. I think there was a downgrade of another EV company today. That's why. What are the ones? Lucid? Maybe that's why. Lucid's a $2 stock. Let's go back to Rivian. Earnings are on the 21st, so we've got about a month away to do something. Chart's down big. Not a good start to the year for Rivian. Yeah, so first day of the year, we opened at 21. Now we're at 16. We had this big move down. Past the 200 day. Got no bump there. Got no bump here. No support anywhere. The last shot we have is right around here. Around 16. Maybe even 15.5. Otherwise, it'll break below here. I wouldn't do a put. I'd have to do a put spread on this one. I don't know if there's enough room to make something happen. For March, you'd have to sell 12.5 and buy 10. 12.5 is a little close for comfort. 44 minus 13 divided by 2 divided by 250. 6.2% there. Although 12.5 is a little close for comfort. 12.5 is right about here. I don't want to take this one. Next, Spirit. Jesus. Let's look at the weekly chart. We looked at this one yesterday. There is no support anywhere, so there's good support at 0. How about that? On the put side, well, earnings are February 5th. Wow, look at the 5. If you sold the 5, you get paid $129. Take, actually, this one kind of. So you're risking $500 and getting credited $129. So 129 divided by 2 divided by 500. That's a 13% return. Wow. Where's 5 on the chart? We're pretty much at 5. Let's go back to the daily chart. 5 is right here. No way. If you sold the 5 and bought the 2.5, what do you get there? 127 minus 29 divided by 2 divided by 250. Is that right? 19%? Did I mess it up? 127 minus 29 divided by 2 divided by 250. It's a 19% return. Look, this company is going bankrupt. That's why you're getting paid for so much risk. Okay, look, I'm not going to take this trade, but if you've got $250 to burn, you could sell the 5 and buy the 250. You've got the spread covered, plus you collect the premium. So if this goes bankrupt tomorrow, you keep your premium and you took the risk. All right? That's the best you can do. I'm not going to do this one, though, okay? Moving on. Let's look at IWM. Waiting for it to get down to 184 for the bounce, but may have already got it. So it caught this support from back in early December, yesterday, right here, and it's bouncing slightly. So if you sold puts yesterday, you may actually be out of it already. If not, if this downward movement continues, we're going to start looking around 184. All the way down to 182. 184 is the 50% retracement. If it moves past that, we've got the 200-day for support and these tops here back in November. So hold on the IWM. Let's take a look at the KRE. We have regionals coming up. Caught a good bounce from the support back here in August of 23 and December of 23. Bouncing slightly. On the put side, if you sold 44 and bought 41, 52 minus 25. Divided by 2, divided by 300, 4.5% there. That's okay. Call side, sell 56, buy 59. 49 minus 20 divided by 2 divided by 300, almost 5% there. That's okay for the carry. I'd hold on that one. Next, Schwab SCHW. This is a follow-up from earlier this week. We're going to take this off the list. Gapped down after earnings. We were hoping for it to get down to like 57 and then sell puts, but it had a big rally yesterday. It's only down 1% today, and there's no volatility left. So we're going to take Schwab off the list. Let's look at Unity. We tried to open a position on Unity maybe a week ago or so. It never got filled. Earnings are the 26th, so we've got a little bit more than a month away. Looks like volatility is coming down, so that means option prices are a little bit less expensive. That's not good for selling. The put side, you have to go all the way out, sell 25 and buy 20. There's no bid at the 20 though, so you'd have to sell 20. Sell 26 by 25. 81 minus 62 divided by 2 divided by 100. It's 9%. That's for $10 though. I mean, hell, you could sell the 26 by the 25 and just do like 10 contracts. That's $1,000. $26 on the chart. 26 is down here. That makes sense. Although, if it moves past the support from back in December, next support is until back here in November. So at 30. And then again here at 29. I think if it got down to 29, sell the put side. We'll hold on this one. All right, what time are we at? We got a couple more minutes. Let's look at our IV rank scanner. I'm going to sort by volume. SPY still has a little bit of volatility in it. I have my SPY position open. That is trying to roll. I don't think it's going to happen. It could happen tomorrow, but expiration for January is tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Expiration for January is next week. Oh, no, it's tomorrow. Sorry. Confusing my dates here. Tomorrow's the 19th. Man. Not a lot of volatility, though. See how it's been going sideways for the past, I don't know, since early December. I wouldn't do anything here. I'd wait for a big move down and then sell the put side. Maybe around 440 to catch a bounce, but we'll see. Sold the 456 and bought the 461. The spread's underwater. Our semi-ETF position got filled. Let's set our buy to close order up. Filled at 55. So we'll click on close here. Call spread. Give me a second. 55 divided by 2. That'll be $27. So we'll do the opposite of what we just did when we opened it. We will buy one 200 call and sell one 205 call. Debit of 27 cents. We don't get to do this very often live. So we'll set a limit debit of 27. We're going to set the duration as good till canceled. Okay. And we'll double check our ticket here. So we're going to do the opposite of what we just did when we opened this position. We will buy one 200 call to close and sell one 205 call to close. Limit debit of 27. Okay. And it's good till canceled. Don't set it as a day order because it'll be expired by the end of the day. Okay, and we'll send that out. It'll hang out here with all the rest of these until it either gets filled or we need to roll or it expires, whatever happens first. Okay, let's go back to the list. AMD we already looked at. We've got a bunch of earnings coming up, so let's be aware of that. Tesla on the 24th, Apple on the 1st. The IWM at 60%. We just got out of the IWM, right? As I said, we're looking at the put side down here between 180 and 182. If this downward movement continues, we'll sell puts, okay? Plus, with the downward movement, it'll make volatility higher and it'll make the option prices more expensive, and that's good for when you're selling option prices, okay? We'll hold on this one. Skip plug. Microsoft is on the 30th. Amazon must have earnings coming up. Meta on the 1st. Spirit we already looked at. Be careful with Spirit. Make sure you've got money to burn in case things go wrongly. PayPal on the 7th. Boeing, after the earnings on the 31st, we'll check it out. DraftKings we already looked at. We're waiting for it to get to 42. FXI, China. I think, we've got our emerging market ETF open on the put side. That kind of covers the same thing as China, so let's stay out of that one. Intel we already looked at. We've got earnings on the 25th. Skip Palantir. Google was in the news today for some layoffs, especially in the YouTube division. Earnings are on the 30th. We'll wait for that one. Pfizer on the 30th. Garbage. Ford on the 6th. The EEM still has some volatility. Let's check it out if you don't have a position open. What did it get filled at? Maybe too late on this one. I sold the 35 put for $29. $35 is down here. That seems fair. 35 is right here on the chart. On the put side, actually, I don't know if I'd want to sell the put side today. I'd stay away from this one. I wouldn't open anything today. Next, Netflix on the 23rd. That'll be fun. Uber on the 7th. ARM on the 7th. Qualcomm. Disney. ExxonMobil on the 2nd. CVS we already looked at. UNH we already looked at. Ball on the 1st. Broadcom, too big. Goodyear, no. Silver, oh no, sorry. Silver is a misread. Snapchat is what it is. Snapchat has earnings on the 6th. XBI, we rolled right, so we got some time on XBI. It's down slightly today. We've got some work to do on that one. Alcoa, I think Alcoa earnings. Yes, earnings were this morning or yesterday after the close. Kind of a move. Not much, though. Yesterday after the close. All right. Here's our chart. Good liquidity here. Put side if you sold 22.5. That seems fair. Call side, sell 35 by 40. I don't know if that's worth it though. That's not worth it. 39 minus 14 divided by 2 divided by 500. No. Skip the call side. The put side looks interesting if you sold 22.5. What's the dividend on this? Not much. 22.5 on the chart. Down here. That makes sense. This one seems fairly priced. Let's move on. XLE. XLV. Oh, we just got out of XLV. Still has some heightened volatility though. Humana on the 5th. Affirm. Walgreens. Walgreens is post earnings, but still has some heightened volatility. It's too small of a stock though. WBA. Post earnings sell off. Oops. Go back to trading. On the put side for March, you'd have to sell 17.5. You're not going to get paid for it. Anything else? We'll skip gold today. American Airlines has earnings. Applied Materials. Maybe. JD. Lilly. Upstart. Not a lot left here. Earnings on Oxy. Earnings everywhere. I think that'll do it for today. We got our semiconductor ETF filled at 55. That's not bad. We had our XLV position closed yesterday. We made our money there. We'll go over tomorrow's expiration, so we'll go over this. We'll summarize the SPY trade. It's going to end up expiring in the money, so we'll keep our credit but take the loss on the rest of the spread. It happens from time to time. No big deal. Yeah, we'll summarize that tomorrow. Everything else is looking good here. Welcome to our new subscriber. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in every morning, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live every morning trading options. Also tell your friends who are trading options to tune in as well. We can all trade options together. Thanks so much. Good job so far this week. We'll see you tomorrow.